What's going on? What's going on? It's your boy Ace Metaphor, and I know it's been a while. I know y'all like, Ace, where you been at? Where you been at, Ace? It's been too long. Actually, I'm busy. I got stuff to do. I'm sorry. I got a life, and sometimes I got to tend to it. But I got an amazing announcement coming soon, so y'all tune in. All right, so let's get right into it. If you are on Instagram and you want to ask me a question live, cool. Don't worry, I got you. All you have to do is go to the link in my bio. The link in my bio. And you can hit it and then be on my show. Cool? All right, let's make this happen. All right, I got a first question real quick. Somebody asked me, why men can't take the same energy they put you through? Somebody said, why can't men take the same things or the energy they put you through? Check this out. Most people can't. Most people can't. You understand me? Most people can't. And most people just want the convenience of having you. When it's no longer convenient, they no longer want to be there. All right. One more time. If it's no longer convenient, they no longer want to be there for you or be there with you. Hold on 2 seconds. Let me make sure this is sent right. Ace of Cards podcast. All right, cool. Let me see. Hold on one more. Let me just test something, y'all. All right, yeah, we good. I just wanted to make sure everything's sent right the way it was supposed to, because ain't nobody joined in yet. All right. 2 more seconds. All right, I think we good. We good. All right, so the first question I got was, why can't men take the same heat they put women through? Here's the thing. Nobody's asking you to be put through that, though. You understand me that? No one is asking for you to put yourself through the pain of loving someone that doesn't know how to correctly reciprocate that. Now, I wish I can tell you why people are willing to dish and not accept, but that's mostly what people are in this world. People do not want to be treated bad. You can be a horrible person and still want to be treated well. You think just because you're a horrible person, you want a person that's going to treat you horribly? No, these people still want to be treated correctly. The problem is that we find people that can't give us what we want, and we still give them what they want at the same time. And then we end up spinning ourselves and draining ourselves because of that. All right. So I see Boss Lady Diva, you got a question for me? Huh? Hold on. Let me get you on here real quick. What's up? You got a question for me?
Oh my goodness, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh no, I don't have a question. Everything you say is true, so it's nothing to say. I mean,
all right, cool. Well, you just sit back and enjoy the show. If you think of a question, let me know. All right.
Okay.
All right, Rose, you got a question for me? Rose, talk to me. You got a question?
Yeah, so I have been dealing with someone who I believe was pretty narcissistic for a long time. And I've been learning about not giving people power and basically any kind of energy. My question is, how do you continue to kind of just keep taking power back? What would be some good ideas on how to just keep on setting stronger boundaries? Like what is it about, people that make them seem weak, that these narcissistic people can just kind of take?
Okay, so you said you've been dealing. Are you continuing to deal with this type?
No. Well, I'm not anymore because I'm not in a relationship with that person anymore.
Okay. How long have you guys been broken up?
2 years.
2 years. So it's been some time. Okay. And right now you're like, okay. And since then you haven't dealt with a toxic person.
Yeah, but I'm not trying to deal with toxicity anymore either.
Okay. And so your basic question is, okay, I have these boundaries and I just don't want to not enforce them going forward.
So going forward, like what's the challenges that I can, like some challenges I can give to myself in keeping those kind of people like at bay?
Well, picking people that are not like that. That's the first thing.
So that's the first one.
Yo, picking the people that ain't like that. So just make sure you stay away from people that are like that. And here's the thing, it's about discernment. You got to be able to discern whether or not this person has your best interest in mind and that they're being truly genuine. And I tell this until I'm blue in the face. It's only so long somebody can pretend to be something they're not. And most often we do not put up the restraint within ourselves to be disciplined enough to allow an extended period of time to pass before we get our hearts involved. So here you are, you get your heart involved before you know who that person truly is. And once you find out that they're not who you thought they were, you're invested and you don't want to move away. So the first piece of advice is just take your time when it comes to dating. Okay. Take your time and allow people to show you who they truly are. Hopefully that means that they're an excellent individual that confirms who you thought they were in the first place. But if it doesn't, then that means you have to have the ability and the restraint to be able to walk away from that instead of trying to think that you can change that person. Like those relationships you were in, you probably figured out rather quickly after you got your heart involved that they wasn't what they said they was in the beginning, right? And you probably stayed because you said, you know, I could change and fix this person, but it doesn't happen. So I just want you to just be, you know, aware of that. And I think if you do that, you'll be all right.
Thanks.
All right.
All right. Bye.
Yeah. All right. Nadia, do you got a question? Or nah. You got a question? Let's see. What's up? Talk to me.
All right. Okay. Hi, good morning. How are you?
Doing well. How are you?
Good. I'm doing good. Thanks for asking. Glad to hear you're doing good. So I guess my question is, because I hear you, I follow you. A lot of things you've been saying about taking accountability while you're out, while you're dating, while you're looking. I've been open and I'm taking it to heart. I'm seeing what's my part in picking wrong men. Because I've been married. I try to work on myself. So my question is, what do I need to do? Because I'm trying to do the self-love, so I'm not attracting negative and toxic men. I don't know. I'm kind of stuck here.
Stuck. What you mean stuck?
I'm stuck where I get pursued. I get the beautiful story. I'm a nice guy. Then I notice red flags. I've been a little bit more accountable. When I do see one red flag, that's it for me. Okay. Because I'm trying to stop that.
So you're asking me what you can do to not attract those type of people?
Yes.
Okay. Do you think that those type of people are not attracted to good people?
No, they are.
Right.
Yeah.
So you don't think they'll see that you love yourself and be like, you know what, I ain't gonna mess with her. She love herself. She too good for me. You think they're gonna do that? So the question is, it's just flawed in nature because you're not going to not attract horrible people if you're a good person. A horrible person doesn't say, well, shoot, I know I'm horrible. Let me only date other horrible people. So I don't think it's something about you thing. It may be more not a attraction thing. It may be who you decide to give your attention to that may need to be focused. Because sometimes it's our types. Sometimes our types is the reason why we are having these difficulties when we are dating, because we may have a influx of attention, but for whatever reason, we seem to choose to give our attention back to this person and that person. Because you got to think about it, especially women, ladies, to be honest with you, you guys get to pick a little bit more than we do. You know what I'm saying? You guys say yes to dates and et cetera, et cetera. So I would say maybe there, but I'll say no matter what you do, you're going to find out that people lie, cheat, steal, deceive. And so our job is to identify those people as quickly as possible and weed them out and not get too discouraged when we find those people. All right. And then just keep your head up. And then when you find somebody real, which is hard to do, when you find them, then you are able to now take it to the next level by being a compatible partner. All right. So I wish I can tell you that it was a way for you to filter out all the horrible people. But trust me, the better person you become, the more people that are attracted to you. And that's good, bad, or indifferent people. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
All right, I hope that helped. I mean, hey, listen, if I had that answer, I'd be a billionaire. If I
Well,
if
I'm
I
trying to
had
help
the
you out here so you can give
yeah,
me
if
that
I had
answer. It's a win-win.
but here's the thing. It's not a fix to this. You know what I'm saying? It's not a fix. It's not a shortcut. Finding someone to spend the rest of your life with, it's going to be difficult, no matter how skilled you are, how qualified you are, and how dope of a person you are. It's going to be difficult. And so when we come into this thing thinking that it's going to be easy or it won't be challenging or we won't have people to waste our time, that's unrealistic. Anything like think about it. Yeah, just it's period. So I think most people waste their time not being duped in the beginning. It's after they find out that that person isn't who they say they were, they stay longer. So since you said you see those red flags and you bounce, that's a good thing. Now it's just the numbers game. My question is, okay, let me how many dates have you been on in the last month?
In the last month, like 4.
Four different people, same guy.
Same guy. Same guy.
Same guy. Same guy.
Yes. I was trying
Okay.
to, do benefit of the doubt. Just it seemed nice. He had great conversation. I was actually intrigued. It wasn't just like just the appearance. And then
Y'all still talking?
actually I'm going to stop because I noticed the red flag.
Okay. Now, my question is, why in that month did you only go on a date with him?
Great question. I didn't think about it.
Because now you put all your eggs in that basket, and that's 30 days kind of wasted. And this is one thing I find that a lot of women do. You know, a lot of women meet that one guy that's halfway decent. You go on a date or two, and then it's now I'm gonna only date this person and focus on this person until either it works out or it doesn't. And then when it don't work out, now you're 30 days behind. You're 3 months behind. You're 6 months behind. Whereas in the beginning, before someone earns your exclusivity, if you say, okay, I'm gonna date you, cool, but I'm gonna see what Reggie talking about, see what Joshua talking about, I'm gonna see what Miguel talking about, and then that way the cream rises to the to the top. You know what I mean? At that point, when you got a couple of different suitors, then if one fall off because they ain't doing what they supposed to do, or you see a red flag, then now you can focus on this person, that person, and that person. So my thing is, I know people misconstrue when I say that and think I mean go out here and be fast. I ain't saying that. I'm just saying keep your options open. That way, when these things don't work out, you're not behind the 8 ball and you're not starting totally from zero.
Got it. Yeah. That makes sense because I was dating a couple guys and it was like just the same thing. They're just trying to, get what they wanted, and that was it. So I kind of pulled back. I said, let me try a different approach. But
it's a lot of people like that though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of people like that. So I mean, it just is what it is. I mean, look, here's the thing. Everyone has a motive as to why they're dating. You just got to make sure that their motive is on the same alignment as yours. Okay. And then if you find out that it's not, you got to move forward. Cool.
Cool. Thank you.
All right. You have a good day. Let's see. Is it Chaz? Am I pronouncing that right? If I mispronounce your name, you got a question for me? All right. What's up? Talk to me.
You can hear me?
I can hear you. Yes.
Okay, great. I wanted to know, what do you think about twin flames? Do you think that it's an actual concept? Or
twin flames? I've heard that before. So let me do this for the people that are watching, and then to refresh myself, Google twin flames. Let's see. A twin flame is an intense soul connection, sometimes called a mirror soul, thought to be a person's other half. It's based on the idea that sometimes one soul gets split into 2 bodies. One of the main characteristics of a twin flame relationship is that they will both be challenging and healing. Is that what you're talking about?
exactly.
Do I believe in that?
Yeah.
I guess, but I believe more so in compatibility. I believe more so in connection and chemistry. I believe more so in skills that it takes for a relationship to work. So although I do feel like that we can have attachments to people, or this person can appear to be our, other half, I believe there's a lot of other halves. Look, let me tell you this. I believe there's a lot of right women for me. I do not believe it's one. I don't believe I have one soulmate. And I hate that we have normalized the challenging, what's the word they said there? Challenging and healing. I don't want no challenging shit. I'll just take the healing. I'll take the healing. I don't mean things gonna be perfect. So why do you ask that question though?
I kind of feel like I've met someone that is kind of like my twin flame. It's like when you meet this person, they're the person that makes you kind of go inside and realize the things that you need to fix about yourself.
Okay. Now, what other qualities do they have?
I mean, it can be healing. Like they just bring out the best in you. They really do. They challenge you in good ways. It's not all negative. But it's like the shit that you've been like putting off that you probably needed to be working on within yourself. Now it becomes important. They like bring it to the forefront.
But my question is, why would you use the words twin flames instead of this is just a great connection? This is just is there an Achilles heel to this relationship, or is everything going good?
I mean, it's topsy-turvy. That's kind of like what it is.
Topsy-turvy. see, what my point is, when people use these words like I just got a soul tie or a twin flame, it's never with a positive connotation. It is using that connection, that invisible force, as a reason why enduring X, Y, and Z that's bullshit is worth it. It's never from a space of positive, if that makes sense. But I mean, I'm feeling what you're saying. Mm-hmm. Okay, so let's talk about it.
So, I mean, the connection is definitely unique. It's nothing like anything else. Like you can communicate with this motherfucker telepathically. Like you can read each other's thoughts.
So how do you all communicate with y'all words? Is the communication great?
Well, yeah, we can do that too. But
when you guys have problems, you talk through it well.
Yeah.
Okay. You guys set healthy boundaries for each other and you were respectful towards each other.
Absolutely.
All right, then it's just a really great relationship then. So my question is, why are you asking?
Right. I'm just, like I said, I just want to know, is this like a real thing?
It just sounds like a great relationship.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Unless it's some parts you ain't telling me, but I mean, it just sounds like a great, I guess we can romanticize it, I guess, if you want to, but if the relationship is healthy and functional, it just sounds like a really great relationship. The twin flame thing, every time I've kind of heard it carries a negative connotation with it.
Well, just I think that's because a lot of people are confused and they think that it's the twin flame when it's really not.
Look, how do I say this? You know what? If you want to believe that, I'm okay with you saying that. I'm just not okay with thinking that somebody is my other half and we got the same soul just split in two bodies.
So you don't believe that? That's kind of what my question was.
Because it's a slippery slope to toxicity. It's a slippery slope to toxicity. Because how many people use that reasoning as a base to ignore an otherwise dysfunctional relationship? Oh, we the same soul. That's why it's so horrible. But we got this connection, this twin flame. And so I just feel like it's a slippery slope. I just like to say you got a healthy ass relationship. I mean, that sounds really attractive to me. The twin flame thing just sounds like, oh, this is just our attraction to each other. It's just something we can't help and can't control. We just gonna be there. No, just as long as everything is functional and healthy, we gonna be here.
Right.
Listen, I got more than one twin flame there. It's a few flames that I could be twins with. Listen, the one thing, everybody, before I get off of here, before I let her off of here, I want everybody to understand this. I can be happy with a lot of different people. Okay. So when you start thinking you my soulmate, I know we saying that because it sounds romantic. Cool. But I probably got a lot of soulmates out here that I can be cool with. You know what I mean? And the same is true for you. Like, it's this lot of men that you can have a functional relationship with. And so I would say, as long as you have those healthy, compatible, functioning relationship skills to go along with this twin flame feeling, this soul tie feeling, then great, I'm happy for you. But I just don't want that to be the only thing that's holding an otherwise dysfunctional relationship together with.
All right, got you.
All right, cool. Thanks for the question.
Thank you.
Yeah, I got it's a lot of people I could be happy with. I might not know them, but I'm just, when you just, let me tell you this. When you just are really, I mean, this gonna sound conceited, so I'm gonna just say it. I just think I'm a decent individual. Like, I feel like I'm decent. Like, I feel like I'm a great, decent person. And so I feel like if I meet another great, decent person, I could be otherwise happy with. And with that being said, like, that connection, I understand, to people be super real. It'd be like, okay, we got this undeniable connection. But I know relationships need it's not just a chemistry type thing or a connection. It take a lot of different things for them to work. And so as much as I care about feeling like you're the same soul as me, I'd rather just have somebody that, communicates properly and respectful. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I get it though, ladies. Let me tell you this. I get it, ladies. I know how y'all, you're my soulmate. You're the only one for me. All that shit sound good, but I'll be real with you. I'm just saying that shit because I know you probably, that just sound good and shit. But it's purely metaphorical, okay? If I tell you the only one for me, it's me being romantic. It ain't me being literal. Don't ever think that, because you start thinking that you the only person for me, you might start acting like that. And I don't like that. I don't like that. Don't be getting too comfortable now. Don't treat me any kind of way thinking that you the only person for me. Nah, there's a lot of people out there. God ain't stopped making people yet. He's still making people. He's still making them, y'all. He's still making people. There's too many people out here to be settling for people just because you think you got this connection when it's dysfunctional and hateful as fuck. All right. Anywho, let's see. Next person. I see people on here. Let's see. Who do we have that haven't asked a question? Sherry, you got a question? What's up? Talk to me.
Hi. I am going through a divorce right now, and I broke up with him in September because he's always been like verbally and emotionally abusive to me. And then when he realized that I wasn't going to take him back, that's when he kept on like pulling forward more and saying that he loves me. But it was like, I've never heard him say he loved me until then. And then after, I kind of just felt like I just got back into the relationship, even though I didn't want to be back into the relationship. He's telling me now that he's selfish and he doesn't want to lose me, but he doesn't want me to go through with the divorce. And so I'm over here like, why are you with me if you want to say that you're selfish and you want to do whatever you want? And he said also that he wants to have his cake and eat it too, but then he also wants to stay married to me.
Okay, what you think you should do?
I want to go through the divorce and try to be happy and try to find me again. And my issue is, how do I like break free from all of that?
All of what?
All of the like trauma that he's done to me, and it like goes over and over in my head of what he said and what he did, and
Okay.
I just want to move on, but then he'll come back and feel like, but I love you and I don't want to lose you. But
So
then
how is he able to tell you he loves you and that he doesn't want to lose you?
Basically he comes over every now and then and shows up for the kids and is there.
Y'all live in separate places?
Yeah, I kicked him out in September and he hasn't moved back, but he thinks that he's going to move back in with me. And I really think he's a narcissist, but he told me that I was one, and just kept getting all of the emotional abuse constantly, and him saying that he wants to spend a night at other women's houses just as a friend, but then he says and swears he's never cheated on me. So
let me say this to you. It sounds, listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. Sounds like you have a pretty hard time standing up for yourself. Just listening to you right now talk, you don't really sound really assertive about what you want and what you gonna go get. You sound rather suggestive, like you make suggestions and instead of making proclamations and telling people what the plan is. And I'll tell you this. I mean, that's a really great mild spirit to have, but that is just the perfect recipe when you're with the wrong person of getting rolled over and walked over. At some point, you got to stand up for yourself. At some point, you got to not pick up the phone. At some point, you got to tell him you can pick up the kids from your mom's house. I'll drop them off over there. That's where y'all can kick it. But right now, we don't need no communication. You keep telling me he keeps telling you he loves you. He wants his cake and ate it too. And he got the nerve to fix his lips to say some shit to you like that. Yeah, I want to stay married, but I want my cake and eat it too. And for whatever reason, you feel like he can say that to you without consequence. And that tells me because, probably the personality type you have. So what I need you to do, Sherry, and I'm going to tell you this with love, I need you get a little fuck it spirit. It's called, man, fuck it. I need you to have that in you because right now it sounds like you care too much about people that really don't care about you. Probably need to just say, man, fuck it. No, hell no. You need that it's a little snap attitude. And I think that'll help you stand up for yourself a little bit more and set those healthy boundaries because, at that point, if you decide that you want a divorce, what else is there need to be talking about? There's no other need. If we have to talk about the children, we'll talk about the children on scheduled times, unless there's an emergency. But other than that, the very moment you start drifting off the conversation about the kids, we got to shut this down. And is that going to come to a shock to him? Yes. You know why? Because he's used to dealing with this Sherry. I need you to be a different Sherry. All right. Okay. All right. And that's how that's the first step. I mean, I get wanting, I get this might be your personality type, but
I care too much and I trust too much. And he even mentions that.
But do you really care too much? Do you really?
I feel like, I don't know.
If you care too much about yourself, would you be in this predicament? If you trusted too much of yourself, would you be in this predicament? Your problem ain't caring too much, it's caring too much about the wrong people. You should probably try to care too much about yourself and you wouldn't have these issues. And that's the first start, because I'm telling you, ain't nobody gonna leave this toxic relationship for you. Ain't nobody gonna leave it for you. And so it was
kind of weird how he was like, okay, well, I'll let you go through this divorce, but then we'll date while we're divorcing and then become girlfriend and boyfriend.
Sherry, let me be honest with you. Listen, I'm be honest. I don't even want to hear it. I don't even know how you sit there and listen to it. Are you gonna let this man tell you what you're gonna be doing with your life? So look, I'm gonna be honest with you. If you down to stay on the phone with this man telling you what you gonna do after you get divorced from him and how y'all still gonna be dating, then cool. But how this man had an opportunity to keep saying this crazy shit to you? You can hang up the phone, yo, like literally. And so my point is, you can be a few different types of people. but I want to narrow it down to two. First, right now, it seems like there's two options going forward. You can be the person that continues to endure this rather mental and emotional abuse to have stories to tell people. Because right now you can keep telling me what he did and we gonna all be like, damn, that's fucked up. And you can keep being that person, you know, and everybody gonna listen to you tell you how fucked up it is. Every single time you tell this story to somebody, they be like, damn, he said that. Wow, that's crazy. Or you can be the person that don't got no stories to tell. Shit, you don't even got a reason to call me because you ain't listening to that bullshit. You know, you won't get no sympathy because you won't need it. So
Yeah.
I suggest you be the latter person, and that's just gonna take you standing up for yourself. Now, I'm not saying it's gonna be a switch that you turn on tomorrow, but maybe start setting small boundaries and then, you know, enforcing those and then setting bigger ones and bigger ones and bigger ones. But
Okay.
I mean, if you learn how to hang up the phone, boy, that'll solve a lot of your problems right away.
Okay. Yeah.
All right, Sherry.
Thank you.
Peace. I don't even know how you gonna fix your lips to tell me what the fuck I'm gonna do after we broke up. No, we divorced. Talk about a date. We all right. You have your divorce, but afterwards we gonna date. What? What? There is certain things people just know not to say to me. I'd look at you funny. I'd be like, "The fuck is this person? Like who? Like, have you ever had to look at somebody like, who the fuck are you? Who the fuck you think you talking to? Like, who you think you talking to? Like, I done in my head, you know how you be trying to keep it calm? You just like, and they talking crazy, and you just fighting it. And you just gotta ask them, like, man, who the fuck you think you talking to? Like, because it's like you look the other way, you like, no, you ain't talking to me like that. Sometimes y'all got to do this. And ladies, I'm going to be honest with you. I think this is why you see the issues that a lot of women are having during dating. And why men don't typically endure the same level of issues. I'm not saying we don't experience it, but we don't internalize it or choose to become victims to it. Now, a lot of that has to do with obviously male privilege. I mean, when you know, as a man, raised a little differently, you know, have different options and yada, yada, yada. So I'm not saying that men and women are completely the same. And so that's why we probably react differently. However, you know, I just can't. I can't just fathom allowing somebody to talk to me that type of way. And I know a lot of women out there that's like that too. So I suggest you be that type of person that, you know, people. I mean, I want you to think about what the fuck you say before you say it to me. It's not that I'm a trip on you, because I'm not. I'm not a tripping person. Like, I'm not about to go off or nothing. But I look at you like, oh, okay. And then I'm gonna make my decisions. When a person gets to a point where they feel like they can say anything to you and nothing's gonna happen, that's a dangerous ass place to be in. When a person can fix their lips and say to you, I want to be able to sleep over people's houses, cheat on you or whatever, and still stay married to you. I want both my cake and eat it too. When a person get to that point in their life where they feel like they can say that to you, yo, that means you done made some wrong mistakes with, you know, before. Because let me tell you what it starts. It starts with a little comment a motherfucker say to you. Little hating ass comment. It start with a little, let me test the waters to see if I can call her out her name once or some shit like that. And that's why you gotta nip that shit right in the bud. You gotta catch it early. You gotta catch it early. You know, ladies, it start with that man joking about having a threesome too, right? Yeah, you know, we should, you know, bring a little, you know, another girl in here. See how you react to it. And then it is start with it's a gradual grooming process, conditioning process, and you'll see it a lot. Older men, especially older men with younger women, you'll see that conditioning. Like, I want to condition her to how I want her to be. And a lot of times, if that's what a man that is respectable, that's what a man is responsible, that loves you truly and loves himself, that type of conditioning can, really do well for you and your ability to be the type of person he wants. And yeah, I guess, but it's healthy and functional. But I mean, so I'm not shitting on it. I'm just saying it's just sometimes it can be toxic though. And I think this is a case where somebody just don't come out and just say that stuff out the blue. It started from a gradual step. So I want you guys to be thinking about it. When you be thinking these things are cute in the beginning or small and minimalistic, it's not. It's leading to a place. You got to have a good forethought and stop it right away. I'm gonna take another question real quick. Who got a question? Do this to the camera. I see y'all. Who got a question? Okay. All right, cool. Kay, I think that's how you pronounce your name. But I bet it's you got an E at the end. That's fucking me up. I don't know. It's an E. So maybe it's the hold on. How you pronounce your name? Hold on. How you pronounce it?
K.
K, why is it an E on it?
That's how my mom spells it out. That's how she made it.
It made me want to do something different. K-A, or it made me want to do something different with the name. I'm like, oh shoot. Okay, what's your question?
My question is, what if a guy keeps saying that you're still in the past, but they're saying that they're trying to change, but they're not sure. It's the same pattern, but they're saying they're changing. Like, for example, he might, take you out on more dates, but it's like, yeah, you've done it based off just me complaining. So I had to complain for you to do it, to change that pattern. So my thing is, I mean, what I learned was I dropped back, but at the same time, he feels like I'm unappreciative at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. Am I thinking wrong or bad? Or I mean, am I downing him? Or like what am I, and part of me is like, do I deserve to even I shouldn't even have to ask you to take me out on dates. Like I feel like you should.
How long you and this guy been dating?
For about 5 years.
How old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm 26.
Okay, so 21 to 26. Okay. When you started dating him, how old was he?
23.
Okay. At 21 and 23, were you both ready to get married?
No.
Okay. So you're figuring it out as you go, correct?
Yes.
And then along the process, because you're dating before you actually are in that I'm ready to be married phase, it's now either experimental dating, recreational dating, right? Either one of those,
Right.
Because it's not intentional. It's not with the intention of marriage in mind when it started, correct?
Correct.
So when you were 21 and he was 23 and you guys you weren't thinking about marriage or ready for marriage right then, why did you guys start to date? What was the reason you started to date him?
That he was supportive. At what I was going through at that time in my life, he was there and very supportive, and he was around, and it was good times and things like that. And we were both interested in the same things. But over the years, I guess we both grown up and we seek different interests, but we try to be supportive to each other. We know I don't want everything just like him, but it does bring, I guess we was just on the same page at that time. And now
same page about what?
What we wanted to do in our life and what we was doing. Like I was in college. He wasn't in school, but we worked at the same place. We like to do the same things, hung out with the same people.
That sounds like a great ass friend.
It does.
So why did you get in a relationship though? My question is that. So you had a great friend, but why? And I'm not trying to nitpick here, but why did we get into this relationship? If at 21 and 23 you didn't want nor was prepared for marriage, Why get in a relationship with no goal in mind? Let me tell you this. When you have a goal, there's aim. Okay. When you have a goal, one more time, a target, there's aim. When there's no target, there's no aim. There's no progress markers. There's no way of knowing if you're getting closer or farther away from the target goal. And then when there's no goal, no endpoint, you don't know what questions to ask at the starting point. All right. If I know the goal is 26 miles away and I'm running a marathon, I know before I pick a partner, I need to ask this person, do you have endurance? What's the longest you've run? But when you don't have a goal in mind, you don't know what type of partner to pick in the beginning. Okay.
I can say I feel like what I wanted something long lasting, but I knew he was, through it all. He could stick it out. But I mean, I didn't think at the age, you know what you're saying, I didn't think about all the stuff, the changes that we both will be going through, in the future. I just thought maybe we could overcome it, compromise. But it's some stuff I'm just not willing to compromise, and some stuff he's not willing to compromise. And it tends to create like a argument in between us. And then, I started to feel like, well, I've been in it for 2 years. I felt like at that time it was a long relationship. So I was like, well, he's going through a phase. I was enabling, making it worse with the cheating, the lies. And then I just started getting treated any kind of way. And then I lost myself. But
okay.
I thought, yes.
Let me just, before you get to it, let me just ask you this question.
Sure.
If he asked you to marry him tomorrow, would you say yes?
No.
All right. Before you started dating, you wasn't ready for marriage. Wasn't even in the mind. 5 years later, after dating this man, if he asked you tomorrow if you would marry him, you would say no, and you're still in this relationship. Because there's 5 years later, there's still no end goal.
We're on a break right now. Yeah.
So
I'm just like,
break up. Listen, okay. I love you, right? And you seem like a really good person. I'm just trying to give you some real Uncle Ace advice here. Okay. Then I gotta be vulgar. What the fuck is a break? What the fuck is this break that you talk about? We grown ass people. Look, so I'm gonna let you get back to your spiel, but I kind of want to direct you here. I just want you to keep that in mind. When there's no goal in the beginning, now you don't know what tools to carry. You don't know what tools to ask if they have. Okay. If we both know, like I said, we're running a marathon, we know I need to make sure I find somebody with the right shoes, the right outfit, the right conditioning. However, when you think you're running a sprint, instead, now you pick sprinters instead of marathon runners. When you first met him, you said you were going through things, you were in college, blah, 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 this, that, and other. So you probably picked a man that could be there for you the short term, because you weren't thinking long term then, for real, for real. So someone that can be supportive during that period in your life, someone that can be a companion for a short amount of time, that had the skills to, give you what you needed then at 21 in college. Okay. Now, where I feel like a lot of people make the mistake is they take their seasonal ass boyfriend and try to make them long-term husband, and it don't work. That was a seasonal ass relationship. And I know you thinking your relationship is different. I do this all the time. Everybody think their relationship is different. Trust me. Most people that got in relationships when they were 21, they ain't with that same person when they 30. Vast majority. Vast majority. I'm telling you, whenever somebody tell me they got in a relationship at 21 or they in a relationship at 21, I'll be like, that shit ain't gonna work. And you know what? 99.9% of the time, I'm right, because it's oftentimes very early in people's lives before they're thinking maturely. And so what I don't want you to do, and him, because I care about you both, okay? I'll tell you one thing, Kay. You here telling me a story about this, that, and the other. I bet if I talk to him, he'd have a completely different viewpoint and completely different reasons as to why he doesn't want to commit to you too. And guess what? Both of them will be valid. You know why? Because you guys are probably not right for each other. However, you've invested 5 years and you think that's a long time because you're 26 now. Guess what? You can fuck around for 6 more years and still be young as hell because you'll still be 32. So my point is, if you think you've invested and that's what's keeping you going, I understand that. However, that's a horrible reason to stay in a relationship that's otherwise stagnant. All right. So if you guys are on a break, first of all, tell me about this break. What's the rules of the break?
Oh, okay. So, the reason for the break was because I felt like I lost myself, and then we just broke up afterwards. So we kind of got back to talking, and we was trying to, take it one step at a time. But, he asked me, will I marry him? I kind of like deflected. I was like, yeah, he asked me that. And I'm just honestly, I'm not ready. I feel like we both got working to do. And after I said that, he told me, he was like, well, we can work on it while we're married. Like, and I'm a type of person, let's do it now. So he was like, let's get married and we can work on it while we're in the marriage. And that scared me even more. And I was like, oh no.
That sounds like a horrible idea.
Yeah. And the things for the break, like we see each other here and there, but every time we see each other, I think probably 2 or 3 times a week, we're either like fussing in the argument. I'm used to just talking it out and then moving past it. Like versus with him, it's like an all day process, an all day argument. And I just cannot do that. It's just too.
You know the crazy thing, Kay?
Energy.
You say you just can't do it, but you doing it. You
And
doing it 3 times a week. That's talking about I just can't do it. You that's what you doing.
I distance myself. Like I just want
3 times a week ain't distance, Kay. You said you was on a break. I thought break meant y'all wasn't talking or kicking it. You came up here and said, well, yeah,
it's not official.
3 times a week. Oh, we see each other 3 times a week. You said you was on a break.
That's the most.
Ain't no break. Ain't no break.
He feels like, oh, that's not enough. And I'm just like, and one of the things that made me even more was like, okay, maybe I need to back up. Let's seek like both professional help. You get yourself together while I'm getting myself together. And he was just like, no, I'm ready to be married. But, I'm not ready to be married. Not with him.
Let me end this for you. Okay. I'm gonna end it and give you this thought because I want to get to a couple more people before I get off here. My ending thought is this. You know. I mean, I'm be honest with you. You know what to do. You know what you should do here. Shit ain't popping like that. You done had 5 years to figure that out. But I think it's more about what happens in these cases. It'd be more about comfortability. And here's the thing. Some people are comfortable in their place. And just because they're comfortable don't mean that the place is great. It just means they're used to the discomfort enough to be comfortable. And I want you to ask yourself there, is the reason you're still considering this relationship is because of familiarity? This is what you know. This is something you're comfortable dealing with. Even though it has these problems, these are problems that you dealt with so long that you're numb to them. And vice versa for him. And then outside of comfortability, what happens is fear. What if you let this person go? He is at least willing to think about marrying you. What if you let him go and you can't find someone better or more committed? And singleness can be scary for people. And so that's another reason. And then also, you deal with that. And I'm not saying he's doing it on purpose. Are you doing it on purpose? But that manipulation, that let me get you back into my good graces by giving you something I think you want, throwing you a bone like marriage. You're on the ropes of leaving me. Now I'm going to throw this carrot out to reel you back in and let you know I'm serious. People say let's get married to fix their problems, and they be engaged for 7-8 years after that. That marriage, and then lastly, do not ever consider if you have these problems while you're dating, don't think getting married is going to solve it, or you can get married and then solve it. No, we're gonna solve it before we decide to do this. So I guess my ending point is this. I know what you're going through, because we've all been there before. I've been in my 20s before as well. But I would suggest, I mean, if it were me, do you guys have kids?
No. Well, he has a child.
Leave. I would leave. Oh, hell. You ain't got no kids neither. See, now that's would be putting a roadblock. I'm telling you, when you got the kids, it make us like a clean cut kind of hard. You know what I'm saying? And then now you got a date with kids, and everybody, I know everybody on here, if y'all got kids, y'all like, it don't make no difference. Dudes still want us. I get it, but it make it a little bit harder. You got kids. You ain't got no kids. Y'all ain't got no kids together. This is a clean break. And you 26, girl. I don't know. I'll say this. For anybody that's in their early 20s, mid to early 20s, that person got to be the shit if you're willing to invest your youth in them. Like that, I mean, because you're only 21 time, yo. That person better be the shit for you to be like, yo, I'm going to give this person my youth. Because oftentimes we give people our youth that ain't going to love us past it. Let's be honest. Mm-hmm. And so that's my advice. Y'all already on the break, or whatever you call this thing, break. That's a different shit. But I hope it works out for you. DM me, let me know how I go. I mean, shoot, I know it's difficult. All right.
Thank you.
All right, peace. Oh man. Jeez. Woo-wee. I do want to say this though, because I think this is an important part to add. Ladies, goal, intention. I'm actually going to bring it up because I was writing about it the other day, and I'm gonna see if I have it in my notes, and I might not have written it down. So, and it probably, even if I did, I got so many notes that it'd probably be super hard for me to find. But let me see. All right. I talk about being intentional and purposeful a lot. That's one of the main direction points of my teaching is, while you're single, are you intentionally single and purposefully single? When you start looking to date, are you intentional and purposefully dating? Is it with intention? Is it with direction? And I feel like one of the biggest ways we waste our own time and hurt other people in the process and are getting hurt is because we don't date with intention and purpose. All right. And also, we're not single with intention and purpose. How many people are single only because nobody want them? You know what I'm saying? Like you're not single by choice. And what I want everybody to do, sometimes you got to step back and say, I'm going to be single by choice until I get to where I need to get to, grow my self-love, yada, yada, yada. Same thing about dating. Sometimes people are not dating with the intention of marriage or the intention of finding a person they can share a meaningful amount of time with. Some people are dating because they want to fill a void. I'm not ready to face myself. I'm not ready to do this healing. So I want a distraction. I'm lonely. I want a companion. I'm horny. I want sex. But it's not intentional and purposeful while you're dating. And because you're not dating with marriage in mind, you're looking for people that can scratch those short-term itches. How many times has a dick appointment turned into a boyfriend in your life? Be honest. Just want dick in the beginning. Let me tell you something. I've been on the other side before. Every time, I'm saying, I met this little girl and I just tried to just kick it on that level, and then I fuck around and start liking this person. And And that's because sometimes we allow ourselves to emotionally connect with people that can't or don't have the ability to love us past the current stage we are at. And I just want y'all to realize that. I think if you realize that, you won't be so sad of closing chapters. Your life is full of those motherfuckers. Be okay with closing a couple of them. All right. Cool. Is it? Ooh, girl, I don't know if I can pronounce your name. Jessie. You got a question for me?
Yeah.
What's up? Talk to me.
Hey, I have a real quick question. Can you hear me?
I can. Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Awesome. So I was courting with this guy. I was courting with this guy for about 6 weeks with intent and purpose to start a relationship, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So after the 6 weeks, we end up having sex on a Tuesday, and then he ghosted me by Friday. Mind you, this guy was like helping me pay bills, like going out on dates, going to dinner, like doing play dates. So I don't know. It was like 6 weeks. And then on Tuesday we had sex, and we had sex twice. So I know it was good. And then by Friday it was like he was like MIA in the wind. Why? Like, what was the reason?
How long ago was that?
That was probably like a month ago. And I broke like one of my main rules, which was like, don't date a coworker, and I did.
Also, y'all work together?
Not in the same department. And he like persuaded me really heavily, and then I changed my standards. I changed my mind and decided like this may be a good thing. And it was like 6 weeks in with, like I said, him paying bills, us going on dates, intent for a relationship to date. And like I said, we had sex on a Tuesday, and by Friday he was ghosting me.
Okay.
I guess my question is like, why would someone do that?
Your mic is like really glitchy right now, so I'm gonna mute you. See if you can fix it while I got you muted. Okay. So okay, ladies, we about to talk about it, ladies. We want to. Hey, ladies. Oh, I need y'all to get ready for this. Now, listen. Disclaimer. I'm not telling you what should happen. I'm not telling you the ideal world advice. I'm not telling you that what I'm about to say ain't fucked up, because it is, okay? I'm not saying that I currently practice this, because I don't, but I have. So we're going to talk about it. Ladies, see. Okay. All right. Here's the honest truth about it. I think a lot of women think that making someone wait for sex can weed out the people that are just there for them. So like, you may be like, well, it's been 6 weeks and he was pursuing me, doing this, that, and the other, yada, yada, yada. This person must be in it for more than just what sex is. But I want everybody to understand something, that some men's long game is super long. It's super good, you know, and sex can motivate somebody for 6 weeks. If this person is genuinely enticed or like you or whatever the case may be, that can be something, and he wants to have sex with you. That can be something for 6 weeks he can lie to get. He can pretend to be something he's not to get. And so in your case, if there's nothing else to the story, like what I mean by that is, if the sex actually was good, like you said it was good, okay? That's the first thing. Ladies, because let me say this to you. All right, let's just be honest. Ladies, have you ever got dick so trash that you wouldn't ghost on somebody? Like dick was horrible. It was like it was damn near disgusting. And like, you done did all the shit for it, right? You know, the thing about it though is, for men, just to your point, it's almost impossible for sex to be that trash that a guy just ghosts you. However, if that's all he wanted, the motivation for him to continue up the pace he was going in the beginning leaves. And so in that situation, I would pretty much say that that's probably what he wanted. And I wish I can tell you that a lot of guys aren't like that, but they are. And most of them want sex from you, but they also want someone that they can vibe with, kick it with, and they want someone they can be in a relationship with. It just seems that you found a guy that probably just wanted the sex. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I've done it the same way, you guys. I mean, in my life, and I know women have done it to me. You know how many times I've been in a random city? You know how many times I've been in a random girls, y'all don't think you don't think nobody done tooted it and then booted me? You don't think that'll happen to me? You know how many times that'll happen? So I guess my point is it happens, yo. And I know it feels bad when it does happen, but you guys, I wish I can tell you making people wait means that you're gonna weed people out, but sometimes that doesn't. And I wouldn't dare try to understand how it feels to be a woman in those situations, you know, because I'm telling you, I wouldn't even notice if you didn't call me afterwards. If we just had sex, I would not notice. But I know it's different for women. So I would say just be more intentional with your dating and your vetting. And a lot of times you can kind of get the idea from a person that sex is really heavy on their mind based off of how they're talking to you early on. Is it strongly sexual in the nature? So a lot of sexing back and forth. And then honestly, if you are having sex, you got to understand that it is not going to change how that person feels. All right. So if you're going to have sex and y'all not in a committed relationship, you just have that because you want to feel good. Just do it because you want to get your rocks off. But when you assign more meaning to it and you think that this mean that y'all gonna go deeper and connect, that's when I feel like you set yourself up to get, disappointed. The truth of the matter is most men can't come out and say, let's just have sex. Like meet you on the Tuesday and Wednesday, be like, let's have sex. Most men can't do that. It just doesn't work. We know that don't work. So when a man just wants to have sex with you, he can't say that. He has to show you attention, take you out on dates, act like he's interested in who you are as a person. And normally that works better to get sex. Sucks, don't it? That shit is fucked up, right? It's fucked up. It's catch-22. Ladies, what if I walked up to you and was like, hey, let's just have sex. Man, no strings attached. Y'all gonna be like, I don't know. Some of y'all go for real. I ain't gonna lie. Some of y'all go. It might work for some of y'all, but it don't work that good for a lot of people. And so as men, we've learned we have to court, date, and be interested in order to get it. And some people, if that's all they want, that's the only reason they were doing all those things. Just to be honest. Or it was trash. And I just don't think for a man, ladies, let me say this before I move on. I've never had trash sex from a woman. Like I just never experienced trash sex because I feel like I'm in most control. So I've never been like, this shit was trash. I've had like trash head before. Head can be trash. But like sex can't be that bad to where I'm a ghost a woman. Like it can't be. Now, if you want some bullshit, that'll make me do it. Boy. Oh, I ain't even gonna talk about that. It's 2021. The culture is different. You can't even talk about shit like this because no means no. But my point is, boy, come on, man. I drove all the way over here and shit. Talk. Girl's 1:30. And I'd be mad as fuck driving home like, this pissed me off. Oh, I'd be pissed off. And y'all like, you shouldn't be mad. She just wanted to talk. Blah, blah. You shouldn't go over there without no expectations. Girl, what if I hit you up? 1:30 in the morning talking about you up. You not up, but you gonna pretend you up. Because you know what? You want some D. And I'm like, come on through. You done put on your little, unwrapped your little motherfucking bonnet, took the bonnet off, put on some lingerie and shit, took a little sink bath, be fresh and shit down there, drove all the way across town, and I'm talking about I just want to cuddle and shit. What? No. You be pissed off too. Y'all be lying. Ladies, y'all be lying. Y'all be lying. You know what the fuck it is. Shit. Man, that's the only time I've really been like just upset. Cause I'm like, we could have talked over the phone. I just wanted to see. No, man. Does that make me a bad guy? Put it in the comment section. Does that make me a bad guy that I would be upset if you hit me up at 1 a.m., tell me to come through and shit? At 1 a.m., I got dressed, drove 45 minutes to your crib because it's, 30 minutes to your crib and shit. You get up there talking about talking. Does that make me bad that I'll be upset? Am I a bad I see y'all face. Am I a bad person? Fuck around if you want to. You did that? Yeah, I won't call you. And then he didn't call me. I had him come over here. Yeah, we talked and shit. He was up there looking salty because he thought he was gonna get some. He got to earn this shit. Well, let me know that before I get there. You explicitly, if it's booty call hours, you have to explicitly let me know that no booty will be given, and let me decide if I want to come. Because at that point, I feel like you stole something from me. You stole my time. Okay? You stole my time. All right, Shawanda, you got a question for me? Yeah, so you just listening. Do like this if you got a question for me. I got somebody that got a question then. What's up? What's your name?
Oh my God, I love you so much. I boast about you. The name is Sanji. I'm not showing my uniform, reasons why. I'll text you and tell you. But I wanted to talk to you about something. You have been broadcasting a lot of things. I went through a whole lot of mess last year. I was married for 9 years, Ace. And we came from Jamaica. And this man, he wasn't someone that brought much to the table. But I'm not going to knock him down because he was a good guy, Yeah. And we struggled here in the US until God helped us to reach somewhere. And this man, I thought, was the love of my life, and I was the love of his life. But this man took 9 years of my life and turned it into insanity. When we bought a house and he ended up getting a CDL license, and this man said, new life, new wife. He ended up with a Puerto Rican girl who was also my friend. And not only that, when I found out what was going on, I just did an operation and this man knocked me down whilst I was down. Never came to the hospital, and he spent 256 minutes on a phone call with this girl on that same day. That day he met in an accident as well. And when I started recovering, I found out where the girl lived because he started moving out. He had on 4 shirts, a long sleeve shirt and 4 shirts under that. I said, husband, where are you going with all this? Him say, babes, I have to go to work. I say, but why you have on so much shirt? Him say, because the time cold. I said, the time cold in the summer.
Oh yeah.
That's beyond me. That's beyond me. Only to understand is that this man was taking his own time moving out. And when I found out what was going on and I found the girl said to me, I said, Crystal, her name is Crystal. And I said, Crystal, you. He said he doesn't know where she lived. He don't know anything about her. But when I found out where he lived and I went there, I saw her coming out of the house and her car was parked behind his van. And I said, Crystal, you live here with my husband? And she said, yes, he was done with you. He has been done with you a long time ago. I said, what? But the funny thing, is me and my husband make love the 3rd of August. And on the 4th of August, this girl called me and tell me that I met my husband unhappy. I'm shocked because my husband never showed me any sign like that. Not only that, this love making was so passionate. So I'm wondering at what point did he it was done a long time ago. And when she said that to me, she said that she has been sucking off his dick. Ace.
Oh,
So I asked her, so I say you're sucking off 9 years of my puss off the man's dick.
that's one way to think about it. That's one way to think about it.
Ace, it is so bad that I went in temporary insanity, and it was really bad. Even now I'm trying to. I think I can say that I'm over him, but the situation still rock me. And I'm trying to get over the situation because of the unknown or the unknown. I didn't know what was going on behind my back. That's what rocked me. So how do I handle a situation like this in terms of getting this thing out of my mental?
Here's the thing. I'm gonna be honest with you. It is going to be a journey. And it's not going to be something where you can just snap your fingers and you're not going to think about it anymore. You're not going to be hurt by it or affected by it. I mean, if this is a 9-year relationship, that means in a marriage, upon that, there means there was deep investment, deep feelings, deep trust. And the deeper you get into those things, the more it hurts when it breaks. You know what I mean? And so with that being said, it should. Now, the one thing I want you to know is this.
Yes.
Time y'all shared, I ain't saying you got to trash all the memories. I ain't saying that it invalidates him and the love that you had before all this stuff happens. But now you got to say, he ain't worth it no more. He ain't worth my mind. He ain't worth me forfeiting my future. He ain't worth me holding on to this anger and this rage. And so even though it is not your fault that it happened, I don't want you to be victim of the pain afterwards. Because guess what? That man done moved on.
Yeah.
He done moved on.
Moved on, Ace. He has been calling my family and calling everybody in my family. It's like the man can't get him out of his mind. He's so perplexed and tormented.
But my point is, you gotta follow suit. You gotta move on too.
Oh yes.
You know what I mean? You gotta move on too. And let me tell you something. You in the States, they make them different out here though. I don't know what's better, the States men or the Jamaican men. I'm not sure. Because
I tell you the honest truth, I thought the Jamaican men were all that, and a firm foundation. But boy, this man is a narcissist plus tax.
Yeah. So my point is, moving forward.
Yes, Ace.
I think you got to realize that it's going to be a journey, and there's going to be times you're going to be upset. There's going to be times you think about it. However, you have to just keep putting one foot in front of another. And what I'm saying is, I know it looks good right now, but your time will come. Your time will come to meet the right person that's going to cherish you the way you deserve.
Oh,
all right.
Yes.
Just because he didn't don't mean somebody else won't. All right. But I will tell you, and this is rhetorical, unless you heal that hurt inside you, it's going to make it difficult going forward to find someone to appreciate you if you're letting that hurt debilitate you. So feel the pain if you want to, be upset if you want to, but just don't allow that to weigh you down too much. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Now listen. Right. What hold on, let me one more question. What part of the state you live in?
Binghamton, upstate.
Okay. Well, go ahead then. You meet another guy out there, all right?
Yes. I know I will.
All right, girl. You do your thing.
All right. Big up yourself, Ace. Right. Take care. Bye.
Peace. Oh, yeah. All right. Listen, y'all. Oh, before I go, do anybody else got a question? Do this to the camera. If you got a question, do this. If you just watching, don't do it. Okay, we got one more person. Melissa, what's up? Talk to me real quick.
Okay. I've been in a relationship for about 1.5 years.
Okay.
And it's an iffy relationship because it's every other month we break up and then we get back together. Okay. Oh. I think he's, like you always say, gaslighting me. Right? Like I never feel a connection. Like I like him. I like everything about him, but there's
Do you?
never. I do. I mean, he's
You like
everything.
everything about him
He is almost perfect.
besides breaking up with you every other month.
I break up with him
How? What? Okay, explain. Explain.
because I just feel like I want more. And then when he doesn't give it to me, I'll leave. But then I'll find myself back because I'm missing him.
What more do you want that he's not giving you?
I want a deeper connection. Because this feels like a really good friendship, and I don't want a really good friendship.
Tangibly. Put it on a scale where we can measure. What more do you want from him?
I want him to be more concerned about me.
Okay. Okay, let's go down a checklist. Is the sex good?
Yes.
Okay. Is he financially stable?
Yes.
Are you physically attracted to him?
Yes.
Is he dependable?
Yes. I mean, to a degree.
Okay, explain.
To a degree, meaning like, okay, he's been there for my mom passed. He was there for me. We go on vacations. I mean, he does things. But like last week, I was sick and I needed him to bring me something. And he said he would. And then he changed his mind because I felt like he put somebody else in front of me, made that person more important, and said, I'm gonna do this, so I can't bring you what you need. And so I was kind of messed up, like, but I'm sick.
You got DoorDash? You got DoorDash?
Yeah, I have DoorDash. I didn't.
Okay, now, Melissa, just to hear me out. Melissa, you done said this person done been there for your mom. Y'all be going on vacations, da da da. You got sick, and then something came up where he couldn't bring you an item. But does that overshadow the overall dependability that he has?
Well, everybody kind of freaked out. Like, why wouldn't he do that? Like, he's your dude.
I'm keep you focused. Does that overshadow everything else you said before?
No.
Okay. All right.
No.
Is he faithful?
I don't know.
But so you have no reason to believe he's not.
I mean, we don't live together.
But you have no reason to believe he's not.
I have no proof.
Okay. So he seems to me like a rather good guy.
Yeah.
That you break up with every other month.
Yes.
And then you are wondering why the connection isn't deeper.
Right.
Do you think he can trust the person? Melissa, do you think he can trust the person that breaks up with him every other month?
I think if he put in more effort to like solidify our connection, then that wouldn't happen.
But if you were a person, could you trust somebody that broke up with you every other month?
I would see the problem and try to fix it so that it wouldn't happen again.
Is that really answering the question?
I mean, we're navigating through our little terrain, and I just want him to be a little bit more like, okay, let's fix this, or what's the problem? But he's like, he just goes right back to the way it was before, like nothing ever happened.
Melissa?
Yes.
Okay. You didn't answer the question, so I'm gonna give you yes or no. Yes. So between yes or no. No. Okay. Matter of fact, because I know you're gonna evade it, so I'm gonna ask it a different way. Do you not see that there's a connection, that's a possible connection between, wouldn't it create deeper connection if you could trust somebody? Don't you think trust can feed into a deeper connection, right?
Yes.
Trust and availability and dependability can also feed into somebody feeling like it's safe and comfortable for them to dive deeper with their emotions, correct?
Right. Mm-hmm.
But would he have a safe space, no matter what you feel is the reason? Do you think it's a safe environment for him to dive deeper into his emotions and his connection to you if every other month you're breaking up with him?
He could prevent it.
That's girl. You know I love you, Melissa. Girl, I see what you're trying to do.
He could prevent it.
I see what you're trying to do, but my point is we're working on tangible solutions here. Okay. My point is there's a difference between working through issues and being in a relationship with someone that's abandoning the relationship every other month. It's different if you saying, okay, because at this point, it seems like a form of manipulation. You're not giving me what I want, so what I'm going to do is leave to force you to change into who I want you to change. And then you're not leaving to stay gone. You're leaving to come back. When something don't go your way or something like that, the man didn't bring you some soup. Now I understand you was probably sick and stuff. All right. So I ain't putting down playing it. First of all, what did you want him to bring?
Some lettuce and tomatoes.
Some what?
Lettuce and tomatoes. Is that bad? I just needed to eat.
It ain't bad, but I mean.
Right. I would do that for him. I would do anything he asked me to do.
What did he have to do? Why couldn't he do it? What did he have to do?
He said that his son's mom was in the hospital with COVID. And his son needed him to be there with him for support.
You don't think that's reasonable?
His son is 35 years old.
That's not the question I asked. I asked, do you think it's reasonable?
I did not. I thought he could have brought me what I needed, and then he could have went to do whatever he needed with his son. He didn't have to like just say, I can't bring you what you need, so I can go and take care of this person. So yeah, I was a little messed up.
Melissa, the lettuce and tomatoes.
Yes. I had to make something to get better. So I needed those items. And DoorDash didn't bring those items.
Okay, Melissa.
It's a big deal because I'm always there for him. That's what I'm saying, right? And we need to have that same exchange in order to have like a good connection, right? It can't be one-sided.
But is it one-sided if this person, you said before, you mentioned that you said you guys been on vacations together, you guys have he's in great communication with your mom and this, that, and other. He's otherwise faithful, loving.
He's changing.
He's what?
He's changing.
What you mean?
Like when he wouldn't bring the lettuce and tomatoes, he's changing.
Well,
so
you break up. Melissa, you break up with him every other month. And so let me say this to you, because I want to say this, and I want you to receive it, but you don't have to take it. You feel me? Like I want you to receive it, but you don't have to. If you feel like this is just bull crap advice, then you can flush it. You know what I'm saying? But I want you to just hear me. If you want a deeper connection, you have to foster a relationship that is built on strong trust. And part of trust is availability. If you are taking away your availability because there are things, little bumps here and there in your relationship, and I say little bumps because in a year and a half, you have not mentioned a big one yet. I asked you all these questions and you pretty much agreed that he's pretty much an overall well guy. But if to handle these bumps, you're saying, okay, I'm going to break up with you. How many times have you broken up with this man?
In a year and a half? Just this year about 3 times.
So here, let me be honest with you. And this is, every man is different. He just seems like a really great guy that likes you. That's the reason he's still there. That guy really likes you. That's the only reason he's allowing you to do this treatment towards him. Because I'll tell you, Melissa, you break up with me once, we done. If we're adults, I mean, you can communicate, we can work things out. We can work things out, but when you start breaking up with me, you know what I'm saying? Like now you are jumping ship, you know what I'm saying? Instead of problem solving together, coming in us actually solving. In a marriage, you can't do that. In a long-term relationship, you can't do that. And so my point is, the example you gave me, did you break up with this guy over that?
Yes. But we got back together. We got back together.
Because you are in control of this relationship. You control this relationship.
No, he controls this relationship. He would not allow me to control the relationship. He controls the relationship.
How does he? How? Why do you feel he controls the relationship?
Because if I controlled the relationship, I would have got my lettuce and tomatoes, right? So he controls it, because then he wants to show me that you really don't have the control. I have it. So I don't have time to do that right now. And I'm like, that's not fair.
The mother of his children was in the hospital with COVID.
No. His son is 35. He's not a child. And the mother, the connection, they don't have a connection. He was trying to be there for his son.
Exactly. So if his son is 35, how old is the mother that had COVID?
I think like 50 something.
Right. So the mother that had COVID wasn't 26.
No.
Wasn't out of that danger zone. There's a mortality. Is the mother that got COVID, how is she overweight?
I don't know.
But is she black?
She's black.
She's black. So higher mobility. She's 50-ish, higher mobility, and she's probably overweight. My point is, while you are thinking about your lettuce and tomatoes, and I'm not minimizing your concern, I'm just saying in a relationship, no, but see, here's the thing, you're minimizing his. That's the point I'm trying to make. You're up here, you don't want none of us to minimize your lettuce and tomato concern, but you're minimizing his concern and what he felt like he needed to do to be there for his child and the mother of his child. We're not saying that this man went and spent the night and did some frivolous stuff. Someone was in the hospital. So what I'm saying to you is that is the part of relationships. There can be a difference of perspective and opinions, right? And you guys can talk it out. But when you abandon the working through the issues by breaking up, you are exhibiting control of this relationship. Because you know what? The person in a relationship that cares about it the least controls it the most. You are willing to walk away from it before he is. Therefore, you control it more. You leave to influence and manipulate him into changing. And he's always willing to accept you back because he cares about you more than you care about him. I'm not minimizing your issue. I'm not saying that you don't have a point. What I'm saying is when you don't get your way and you break up with somebody and then you ask me why there isn't a deeper connection, that's why. Okay. And so if you love this, if you like this man, then you have to be available, even if it's uncomfortable conversations, because that is what the foundation of meaningful relationships are built on. It's us being able to communicate, us being able to understand that we might not always agree, us being able to understand that you see things differently than I see things. But guess what? Let's kick it. Let's watch Netflix. All right, we're going to table that. We just feel different. I still like you. You still like me. We ain't going to see eye to eye on that. That's cool. We two different individuals. Matter of fact, we two different grown-ass individuals.
Yeah.
So I think you'll have more success in this relationship, in my opinion, if you actually want to be in it, by restraining yourself from breaking up with this man every time something bad happens, every time something you don't like happens. Because I want to ask you this question. I mean, no, this is rhetorical. I think you assign deeper meaning to that situation. You said he put other people in front of me, and you assign meaning to it that probably wasn't there, right? Probably wasn't there. And here's the thing. And just because you feel that this extra meaning to the actions was there, don't mean your feelings are facts. And that's why the mutual respect for your partner is important, because you got to be able to say, although I feel this way, I understand where you were coming from. Though I don't agree, I can respect your decisions. I feel some type of way. You're going to have to make it up to me, but let's move forward. And I think that's maturity on both parties. Because if the shoe was on the other foot, you would want him to handle it that way as well.
We did.
All right. Sir. Well, I hope it worked out. Quit leaving that man. If you like him, stay. And if you're going to break up, break up. But I'm telling you, you lose your power when you be breaking up and coming back and breaking up and coming back and breaking up and coming back. Either break up or not. You know what I'm saying?
So do you think we have a future since I've done all that in the past? I mean,
I think it's difficult. I think it's difficult because I feel like in the back of his mind, he is going to feel like, I bet if you asked him right now, do you feel like if I don't get my way in this relationship, I'll leave? I bet he'd say yes.
Yeah, he's gonna say yeah.
And that means that relationship don't have trust. And it's not because he don't trust you for no reason. I wouldn't trust you. I wouldn't. I mean, no one would. And so I think you have to get on the right foot and tell him, hey, listen, I shouldn't be breaking up with you. That's wrong of me. And maybe you need to talk to somebody as to why you feel like that is such an available option to you. You know what I'm saying? And then you have to restrain yourself from doing that and then actually working through the issues, you know?
Yeah, working through the issues is a problem for me.
Yeah, but I think if you're able to do that, then you will find that there will be a deeper sense of connection. The thing that you said at the beginning of this call that you want a deeper sense of connection. So if you guys are able to work through problems and trust that the other person ain't just gonna leave. Now, it's one thing if he yelling at you, cussing you out, doing some shit like that. Now that's different. But if he ain't doing that, y'all got to be able to work through this. All right. And Melissa, I want you to take this, and I'm gonna say this in a loving way because I do love you. You know what I'm saying? I know I don't know you, but I love all y'all. So I'm gonna say this in a loving way. Melissa, you are in control of that relationship. You are alpha in the shit out of this relationship. You know
he's alpha too. He's alpha. Okay, complete. So don't think he's like he doesn't. He's very strong. Okay, so he kind of makes me stronger.
And I agree, but I'm saying like it's his feelings for you overrides his need to feel like he has to be in control of this relationship.
Right.
And a lot of men get like that. Like, I mean, I'm like that in my relationship. You know what I'm saying? I just shit. I mean, she probably run all the shit. Because I concede that. But I wouldn't want to concede that to someone that I didn't trust. And I feel like at some point he gonna wake up and be like, I don't deserve this part of the relationship. And that may be a reason why he walks away. And I just don't want you to do that because you got basically everything you want in a man. You said you like everything about him. The only thing is the deeper connection, and that will be forged by trust, not manipulated by leaving and trying to force him to change. Okay.
Okay.
All right, girl.
Thank you.
Peace. All right, y'all. Well, that was interesting. And the reason why it's interesting is this, and I guess this is the ending point. There are going to be times when two grown individuals that come from two different lives and have two different experiences are not going to see eye to eye. And with that being said, it's about in relationships, can you not hold grudges? Can you table discussions? Like what I mean is, I know my emotions is high right now and I got to talk about it, but shoot, it ain't the right time for this person. Can you say, all right, we'll talk about it when you're ready? Can you see what other people are trying to come from? It doesn't mean you agree. It just means like, if I was in their shoes, could I understand their decision-making process, why it led to this, that, and the other? Now, again, we're not talking about openly toxic things. We're talking about in healthy relationships. It's going to be moments like this. And your ability to navigate those moments is going to be either the lifeline to your relationship, or it's going to be the shackle that keeps it from going to where you want it to go. So here's what I'm saying. And this is a perfect segue. Because ladies and gentlemen, I'm going on tour this fall. And I know y'all don't care. I know y'all ain't happy. I expected everybody like, woo. I imagine that's what y'all saying, but y'all ain't happy. I'm doing a tonight's conversation tour. I'm still deciding how many cities I want to do. I actually just want to do 8. So I might just do 8 and people just gonna have to drive if they want to come. But the focus of it is going to be how to build healthy communication between partners, how to foster it where it's transparent and it's honest, but it's in a spirit of uplifting and gaining and not destroying. How can we leverage our emotions to get the best out of people, not to make them feel guilty, not to punish them? How can we receive constructive criticism without making the other person feel bad for being honest about what they feel they need for us to improve the relationship? And the reason why I wanted to do this, and I know people that's single, y'all like, what about us? I got information for single people too, okay? As to how we can cultivate healthy communication in the beginning when we're dating, asking the right questions, et cetera, et cetera. But the reason I thought about this is because I run ads for my card games, and the couples edition always get the same responses. Everybody always say, these is going to start divorces. These are fight night cards and all this different stuff. And the cards are super basic. It's like, how would your life be different if we had never met? Basic questions, right? But the reason people view that question as harmful is because they're afraid of hearing what their partner would say, because it's a reflection of how they feel like the relationship is going. Be honest. If your spouse you with right now, had you had never met your spouse, how would your life be different? Be honest. Do you feel like your spouse is an asset or a liability to your life? If you feel like you in a shitty ass relationship, you gonna fear hearing your partner be really honest about it. But guess what? Sometimes you need to know how that person feels, because only through knowing what the problems are can we find the solutions, or know that there's solutions to be found. Some of y'all ain't in no damn relationship. You in a tolerationship. You hear me? Y'all tolerate each other. End all be all is this. People have to be able to feel like that they can talk to you. People have to be able to feel like they can make decisions that you disagree with and you're not going to hold it over their head. Now, we're talking about respectful ones. We're not talking about somebody going to cheat. But people have to feel like that you realize that Rome wasn't built in a day, and that everything ain't going to get solved today. But can we make some progress and talk about it next week? And the reason why relationships are not working is not because you're not finding your twin flame or your soulmate. It's because you're not talking. You're not communicating. You're not effectively. Today, me and my friend got in an argument today, and we got heated at each other. You know what I mean? We go to the gym. So we go to the gym and we do man shit. We have man debates and be arguing with each other all the time. But today he felt like I crossed the line with him. I felt like he crossed the line with me. Both walked away, right? Walked away. He texted me. I ain't like his apology initially, and I told him that. And I could have in my heart, because it wasn't that big of a deal with me, I could have just lied and been like, hey, it ain't no big deal, whatever. But I was honest about how I felt. And only through me responding to him in an honest way could he reflect on what I said. And then he came back to me with another angle. And then I was able to receive it because, he came from honestly, I don't want to get into what we was talking about, but My point is, sometimes you have to have conversations, but you can only have tough conversations with people you feel like can handle it. And tough conversations isn't yelling and screaming. Tough conversations is just saying how you feel sometimes. Sometimes you got to tell somebody, listen, you coming to bed without washing your ass, you know, and you're wondering why we ain't having sex enough. Now, listen, I know you probably, I don't know, just take a shower. That ain't me being disrespectful. It ain't me being disrespectful. It ain't. It ain't. It ain't me being disrespectful. It's me being honest. There's no way to say wash your ass. If you like, I will give you head more, but you use that soap and I don't like the soapy taste. Why don't you use different soap? Like, I ain't gonna get offended. I'm like, I'm glad you told me. I was wondering why I wouldn't get my dick sucked. You know what I'm saying? Hey, babe, let's hit the gym together, Why? Well, tough conversations. But I'm telling you, just imagine how many relationships would be saved if people were willing to have those. Now, listen, Instagram, tough conversation don't mean being disrespectful. It don't mean yelling at people. It don't mean getting in their face. It don't mean none of that. You gotta be able to just take somebody and just not be offended. And let me tell you this. I'm a man, so I can only speak for men. Like, me and my best friends, we disagree a lot. And it's even been times there's been strong disagreements. But I've never left that disagreement or that argument thinking that we was gonna still be beefing about it tomorrow. Say what the fuck you got to say, man. I'm gonna say what I gotta say. And an hour later, we're gonna be like, man, my bad too. And then we gonna be cool. Ladies, y'all a little different. Y'all a little different. Listen, you know how I know? Because I worked with women all my life. I grew up around women all my life. Ladies, y'all handle y'all shit different. I be looking at women handle their problems. I'm like, ooh, y'all went the long way around. Oh, you took the long way. Oh, that was the long way to the solution. I was like, I don't see how y'all do that. I just feel, I know, but I felt in the niggas be like, man, my bad. We keep moving. But the reason why I feel like men and women have issues is because of that. Sometimes you have two different communication styles, two different problem styles. Think about it. Sometimes you're with a man that he isn't necessarily a horrible communicator. He just doesn't, because things doesn't bother him. And you're bothered that he's not bothered. Ladies on Instagram, how many times have you been in a relationship with a man that you upset that he don't care more about what you think he should care more about? But he like, I don't really don't bother me that much. It don't bother you? I mean, and so when we learn each other's communication styles, we respect each other for being different. But then we also say, is going the extra mile to have a conversation I really don't want to conversate about worth the partner I'm with feeling heard and respected and valued? And most times in the clear head, it is. And so what we have to do is we have to learn how to better communicate inside our relationships. But the most important part about that communication is trust that you're going to be here after we have this conversation. And when that's stripped away, now people dance around what they want to say. Now they're not telling you the truth. Now they're not telling you how they feel because they fear how you're going to react to it. All right. Love you guys. Love you guys on YouTube. I'll talk to y'all later.